I thought, you know, I don't like lawn gnomes. How about a wind chime gnome? And I happened to cross him in the CVS, but I've got him in the tree in front where you enter, so he's our little welcome gnome. But he's our welcome gnome, and he's got a lantern, because the thing about spiritual founded places, be they your personal home or a shrine or a temple, is that they're a beacon and a light.
Head toward the light. Don't go into the light. Don't go into the light. Even those of us who are here for larger roles that may or may not have anything to do with mating or children or home hearth, even those of us who come here for something else end up wanting love, and we generally call for what we call our soulmate, you know, our other half, that one spirit that we fell head over heels for and never quite got over. You see a lot of books about it, you know, how to find your soulmate, you know, stories of people who find their true love, whatever. I have a little story to tell you about that, and it's a story that dozens of people are familiar with because they were there for it. First off, I have to tell you that I don't see it the way the rest of the cosmos does. Soulmates does not have to be your lover or your husband or your wife. They can be your best friend. A soulmate is a person whom you connect with on some sort of intimate level, and intimacy does not have to be sexual. Personally, I think the phrase twin flame is too dividing, because it's still suggesting two flames. There is what I'm given to understand, a very rare type of mating in which two souls become one flame, and that's what happened to me. The story to that, I'm not going to waste your time by telling here. I've got it in a comic book that I'm making called Heavenly Bride. Look it up. This lifetime I started longing for him and hoping for. The first memory that really sung to me was when I thought, because later I found out something else, I thought he had died. So I spent a lot of time grieving, and I used to drive people crazy with this. Help me find him, help me find him. We went through the past, we went through the future, we hunted down his body, and through it all I could sense him, because, well, we're essentially the same being, you know, in a way. I could smell it when he was in sand, I could smell when he was by the ocean. I really was out of control with my grief because I couldn't get myself in control on it, and I had no inner peace. Alright, the situation is this. Here I am having a nice little conversation with someone, and no, they have to open the skylight, and it's a really neat little skylight because it has like pointing around here. What you see is this when they do it. It's nothing but white light, and it's like got rays, but they're not like rays of light, they're cuts to look like rays. And it's a white light, and they open it when they begin this thing. And that's all I get to see because I'm wide awake and I refuse to go to sleep and deal with this. So we're going to let Choshu do the roller coasting, and we're going to actually record this so that she can, it's just easier than handwriting it. We're lazy. It's not just the waters of life, but all the things that come with life. And one thing that comes with life is issues. So we have a life, and it could be like that. Let's say that life is like that for you right now. A lot of people want to call their soulmate back to them, and their life is like this, and they think that if that person returns, everything's going to be calm and peaceful. This toilet paper is not just your soul, just like that is not just the water of life, but the state of your relationship with not just you, but those around you. This would include your soulmate. You're over here, and you're waiting for your soulmate. The waters are turbulent, and let's say that your soulmate does come as your spirit calls for them, and here they are. Now, because your soulmate is the yin to your yang and the yang to your yin, you're going to be on opposite sides of this life. You're calling, they arrive. Let's say they try to cross to get to you. Boop. They're drowned, and the turbulence is going to rip not just them up, but your relationship with them if you call them too soon. You've got turbulent waters. Well, chances are really high they're going to have turbulent waters. So let's say that they're there, and you come to them, and the water's there, and you try to swim across the great divide of you also are going to, or you both might drown in the hellish waters of issues. This will rip you two apart. Both always told me, because I used to beg them, you know, return him to me. You know, they kept telling me, in order for you to have him, you have to be a strong person for yourself. Because if he comes to you before that, you'll only hurt him, and if you hurt him, you hurt yourself. And I didn't understand, you know, because I was too lost in selfish feelings of wanting him back, and I would demand it and do all sorts of things, you know, exert my authority, you name it. Anyway, you better hurry because they've got it halfway shut now, so you've got to go.
They were up there. It was a celebration, kind of like our equinox or solstice thing. It's a big event. They open up the hatch, and it's hard to translate.
You must stop and consider, why are you calling them to you? What are your motives? Are they selfless or selfish? Are they balanced or not? If your life is like this and you are expecting them to work the miracle of calming your waters like so, they are not going to be able to. They are not your issues that are doing this. And so they're going to drown. How is that a loving act if you destroy your very soul mate just because you could not be patient and wait for the right time? And finally, I gave up. And I said, he must have just died. I looked at my job and my role, and I decided to drown myself in what I was supposed to be doing and forget love. For all these years, I kept hearing, you know, by the cosmos, you're not ready yet for him. You know, you get told you're not ready yet. If you two met prematurely, you would hurt each other, you split up, okay, fine. And then I was told, okay, you're on the path. When you get the first large steps of your job started, then he will come. The same goes for them, and it isn't that you mean to hurt your soulmate or you have any ill intentions for them. It's just that you're not considering both sides of the equation. The way to get your mate in your life, the only way, is to step away from the water. You handle this issue, get rid of it. You handle that issue, and you get rid of it. After a while, the water in here will become barren and empty, and pretty soon there will be no issues anymore. Or, well, you're always going to have issues in life. That's a given. But after a while, you'll be standing on solid ground. Then, when you're waiting for your soulmate, and your mate comes to you, provided that your mate has also managed to do the same thing, you're going to be on solid ground, and you're going to be able to meet. And please note that there's maybe some water there, there's a little water here and there, but it's not enough to destroy your relationship. And then I started producing Akashic. And then I met my husband through the comic. It's very interesting because he hasn't changed. It isn't that he remembers anything or that it has been proven that he is my soul, so much as he hasn't changed. It's almost as if you have your issues and you make a bridge. So then you and your soulmate could meet in the middle. And then you would be stronger and you could stand above the issues. But before anything, you have to have things so that you have stable ground. You're not going to have this stable ground without actually solving your issues. I had mistaken many people for my soul because of experiences we had shared 100 years ago or something. This time they were telling me, you're safe now. And I didn't trust it because I'd been in a lot of abusive relationships. But I look at now, and I look at, say, just 3 years ago, and I know that if he had come 3 years too early, we would have ended up hurting each other because he too had been experiencing the exact same pain. A lot of people out there want to call their soulmate, and I understand it deeply. But even with my own soulmate, he was not able to come until I had myself balanced and had found my own inner peace. And for those of you who are trying to force the issue before you are ready, take it in lesson. If you mess up, you will not get another chance. Because my husband, is a soldier, which is something we do every life. Either I'm the soldier or he is. If he and I had met this life, and I was not emotionally balanced enough to handle him as who he is and accept him and trust him, then he would have fallen into despair, which a soldier must never do, and he may never come home alive. Stop thinking, I need them. No. You need to start thinking, how can I be to be healthy for them? What if they need me? The trick is not to ask how quickly your mate can come, or how quickly can you force the issue. The trick is, how worthy can you make yourself for them? Now, this goes both ways. They should be thinking the same thing.
I really can't describe it. The best way I can describe it is when there's someone that's been in a dark room for a long time and they step out into the light.
So you want to go up there and describe the ceremony bit by bit and then ask them why?
Well, they're wearing their formals.
Hey, maybe you should do the dramatic hand to forehead thing that the others do. Thank you. You're seeing this?
It is.
What? You should just fake it up. That's what the others do. Go on.
The Pleiadians are telling me. They're wearing their formals. It's the white robes with the silver lining, very pretty, sparkly.
I've got wings. That's all I can tell you at the moment.
Yeah, the people with the wings have their wings out because they're supposed to manifest who they are and where they're from. It's kind of like this right here is symbolizing the veil. That's how I'm seeing it. It's a lifting up of the veil. Fufu is saying that it has to do with the old saying of this is the time of year where the veil is the thinnest.
Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do.
They make it a big deal for tradition's sake and formality, but all it is they're opening up the veil.
Okay, I'm looking and I see it's the central 5. That's all it is the 5 in the window.
Yeah, because
some curtain gauzy stuff.
Yeah, it's
curtain gauzy stuff.
And
they're just kind of doing a circle around the thing, so they're kind of they're it's like a window and a wall. Here's curtain gauzy stuff. Here's curtain gauzy stuff, and here's one guy. Why are they bothering me with this? They don't need me with this. What am I supposed to do? Yes, please, by all means, give the sun permission to rotate. Good boys. So are we ringing in a new fiscal year?
Yes. The years are different there.
So, because I'm not getting called to go to sleep, so they just are making me aware that they're doing it, and that's all they need from me?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Because I was worried I was missing something important, you see.
Well, it is important, but they're wanting you there because you're...
That one guy sure is bald.
Yeah, well, that's why he has the chrome hat.
Well, yeah, but it's just like the 5. I don't see anybody else. So it's just them. Oh, I suppose the party will happen later.
Yeah.
I better get some work done while I can then. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, good. That's a good report for what today is today again?
The 28th of September. 29th of September.
And at what time is this report ending?
11:15 a.m. Central Time.
And what are we reporting on? The Fishbowl.
The Fishbowl lifting of the veil.
Here thing. So for those of you who felt kind of funny and was seeing rays of lights in your head, that's what's going on today. The type of meeting that I experienced with this person is it's kind of like you switch souls. So he's carrying my soul and I'm carrying his. So then you're able to, oops, well that person drowned.